Good day, citizens. It is 8/8/2021. If you are staking with Cardano, today is a payday for us. So, good on you if you're involved in a staking pool. I myself am involved in a staking pool. I use Spire. I'm in Pool B because Pool A was saturated, and looks like the pool I'm in minted 5 blocks. So that's good to go. Let's take a look at the prices here. We have Bitcoin at $44,305, Ethereum at $3,040, Tether at $1. Just kidding. Tether's always around $1 or at $1. It's a stable coin. BNB is at $343.58. Cardano is at $1.44. XRP is at 79 cents. If you're a Dogecoiner, you're at 24 cents, just under a quarter. Couple others. If you're a Link Marine, you're at, well, it just looks like you're at $23.30 now. If you're in a Solana, that's $37.43. If you're a Litecoiner, you're looking at $1.50. Polygon, Matic, $1.10. Stellar, 29 cents. If you're into VET, which I suggest everyone load up on some VET because I think it's a sleeping giant, it's at 10 cents. Not financial advice, haha. Tron here is at 7 cents. Aave at 3.57, and one of my favorite coins, Cake, is at $17.22. But enough about that. We're gonna jump in today, and the big topic here is don't kill crypto. Hashtagging all over Twitter in the toxic Twitter space that's out there. If you don't know, I posted a video the other day about the infrastructure bill. And inside that infrastructure bill, there was a cryptocurrency regulation, which blows my mind as an American citizen that we can't put bills on their own. We got to tie them to other stuff, and then we have to add in taxation, which I'm not anti-taxes, but I think you should have taxation with representation, which is what this country was kind of founded on, why we rebelled in the first place. Yet yeah, they want to tax and mess crypto laws up and use kind of really outdated terminology for where we're at now. And it's just mind-blowing how this country is totally lacking in the information and education of cryptocurrencies, when there's tons of guys out there like me and people who have million subscriber channels. I won't name them, but you know what? Screw it. I'll give them shouts out. BitBoy, the Crypto Lark. You have the Modern Investor. There's a whole bunch of people out there that have had these channels for so long, and especially the Modern Investor, dude. Hats off to you. You've been in this space for years, giving information about crypto. But it's just these senators. All eyes are on America to see what happens, because a lot of these other countries, they got to figure it out. I know the UK is having a little bit of trouble, and the banks were stopping people's payments. It's like, come on, dude. But we'll get into it here. You can see some people were making some funny comments. They got some memes. They always got some hilarious stuff up there. One person was saying, kill it so I can buy GPUs. I thought that was pretty funny. I didn't see what Ted Cruz said, but I'm not red or blue, but it seems like from what I'm seeing, it's just more Republicans are standing up for the crypto, more so than I thought they would. And somebody on here made a real ignorant comment, and of course there's always ignorant comments, and I want to get into that, especially people like this. I'm not blurring them out because this is public information, but they call crypto a cult. I'm just curious here. Is there 11,185 cults? Or is crypto in general a cult? I'm just wondering. And if there is 11,185 cults, can you please elaborate for us how they're all cults? And if all crypto is bad for the environment, first of all, I'm gonna stop right there. People like this really tick me off, and they got a lot of followers, and they just keep spreading mass misinformation, and it disgusts me. So I don't know if this is universal, but I know here in the States we go by kilowatts and megawatts. A typical, you guys can look it up, it is 1 megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, right? A typical house in the US uses between 800 to maybe 1,000.5 kilowatts a month. That's one house. Okay? So that means they use about, and it's written right here, that this is actually saying it's a little higher than that. It's 867 kilowatts per month. So most people use under a megawatt a month. People flip out and they say Bitcoin uses so much energy. It takes a 1.5 megawatts to make a Bitcoin. Is that really that much? Is that really that much? It's enough to power one house for a month or a little bit more. 53 days right here. Really? That's what you're saying is bad for the environment? And then let's go even further. Do you support solar, wind, hydro, coal, natural gas? Everyone's had this war on coal. Okay, that's cool. Coal produces fly ash and noxious gases, so we wanted to get rid of that. Guess what? Natural gas also produces noxious gases, and inside the catalysts have to be changed, and they spray chemicals which clean the processing. It scrubs the air as it's coming through the heaters, right? As it's coming through before it hits the environment. So it does come out clean, but you still create waste in those catalysts. So if you want to talk to me about energy supply, this right here is where everybody's be going. Nuclear. We're going to become spacefaring society eventually. We're going to be going to space. We're going to have more electronic vehicles. We are going to consume more power. If you want more power with less waste, we are going to have to go nuclear. I'm going to Google this here for you guys to see. This is called dry casketing, right? This is how much of a small footprint. That's it right there. That's spent fuel rods right here. So these right here power nuclear facilities. That's it, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's what it looks like. You guys can look this up. It's public information. You want to cry about the environment. You people want to cry. They want to be and moan about. They don't even understand how the lights turn on. They don't even understand the electricity being produced in their country, yet they cry and they complain. Shut up. Study it. You really want to make a difference? Become a proponent for nuclear power. Become somebody that talks to the senators and congressmen about scrubbers. We got these things. There's so many other ways you could be being more responsible, but yet here you are crying about crypto and calling it a cult instead of actually even understanding how your power is made. And this isn't just the U.S. I'm just using the U.S. as an example. You don't ever hear anyone in the United States talking about carbon capture technologies and scrubbing our environment. I just want to bring that up for people and talk about it. And that ties into crypto. So I don't mean to go on a little tirade there, but that is good information. And you can see here that people are talking about filibustering and holding back the bill, and it says it has one more filibuster to clear on Sunday before the bill can pass later this week and land in the House. And God only knows what the House is going to do. And saying Tuesday, unless agreement is reached among all 100 senators to speed it up, a 50-hour budget debate and an unlimited vote arama on non-binding but politically symbolic topics will follow immediately after. Both parties are still trying to negotiate amendments changing the infrastructure bills, cryptocurrency regulations, and allowing coronavirus aid money to be spent on infrastructure, but there was no deal to be had as of Sunday afternoon, which would be today. And then it says conservative detractors of the infrastructure agreement have no leeway to stop the bill from passing, only to delay it. 18 Republicans voted to advance the legislation on Saturday, saying that it has filibuster-proof support. And then even so, there was a couple senators that stood out here, and I got them on my Twitter, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play what they said. And you can see here's a picture of them voting. And this is a senator from Ohio, and I really like what he had to say because it makes a lot of sense to me.
We want to be sure miners and stakers and others now or in the future who play a key role by validating transactions, or sellers of hardware or software for digital wallets, or node operators, or others who are not brokers, are clearly exempted.
And I think that makes a lot of sense, and I'm gonna go into that in a little bit. I'm also gonna play what this senator had to say from Utah. His name is Senator Mike Lee. Um, so stand by.
This is concerning. It's also concerning that one of the other pay-for provisions, the one focused on cryptocurrency, focuses on an industry that's rapidly developing within the United States, that depends on a lot of innovation happening in the United States. One of these pay-for provisions seeks to bring in more revenue to the federal government, or at least to promise more revenue to the federal government, with the promise of requiring those who buy and sell cryptocurrency to treat it the same way as they would the exchange of securities. Mr. President, this is very different than securities. These aren't just stocks. It's something very different. It's a medium of exchange that, if adopted more widely, could facilitate a lot of economic activity and a lot of innovation within the United States of America. If, in fact, we pass this bill, mark my words, it's going to have a chilling effect on innovation within this sector. And what you'll see is that the flight of innovation and investment related to innovation to offshore locations around the globe, places outside the United States, may well be the ones to reap the benefit associated with the loss here in the United States if we adopt an unproven, untested, unknown strategy for dealing with something, trying to adopt many decades old regulatory policies to a completely new form of exchange. One that, by the way, values very highly the privacy of those who exchange in it. And so if what you're going to do is take away that value by requiring that all of it be registered and publicly disclosed, and by giving the federal government the ability to peer into it, you're going to stifle innovation. You're going to make a lot of people upset, and you're going to make Americans poorer.
And I 100% agree with the senator. And I want to talk about a couple things with that. We're not in 2009, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of the laws they were proposing, I read them to you the other day, were very conflicting. I've shown you guys multiple times here how to use something like Pancake Swap to earn passive income. And you can see here, this is my legit profile, okay? I have 100, I put some cake into this trading platform running on the Binance Smart Chain Network, and so far I've made $127. I've made more than that, right? But I take my profits as I go along. I've farmed Axie, and currently I'm farming Tron. I put in a couple of my cake here about, now this price here fluctuates with the current market price, right? So some days it'll be $700, some days it'll be $500, and then I'll earn rewards based on what that dollar amount is. And I do this because one of the games I play, I can go to that site and I can pay for that game's currency with Tron. But let's talk about this here. If they want to regulate DeFi, what are you going to tax me on? Are you going to tax me on every day when this price changes and my reward ratio changes? Are you going to tax me on when I put my money in and the dollar price here is at a certain price, and then when I pull it out, are you going to tax my earnings at the current market value? There's so many different ways they can go with this, and it doesn't make sense to me, and that's why I like what the senator from Ohio had to say, because either if you're going to tax it, make it a flat fee. Don't make it so complicated, because this stuff is so complex, and it's so beyond what they are trying to propose and what they even understand that they're just making it impossible. And I don't know if the goal here is to FUD it. I don't know if the goal here is for them to kill it, but I do know that if America, because a lot of the eyes, and I'm not trying to say this to be ignorant, but a lot of the eyes of the World Economic Forum, and a lot of countries look at America as a poster boy. And if we don't get it figured out, people will leave. I'm 100% will tell you I'll leave. I fought for this country. I served this country, but I don't agree with what they're doing anymore. People say this country is so great. I agree. It is a great country. You're blessed. You can go right down the street and get food. There's so many assistance programs for those who need it. But there's also an influx of ideology where, as a first world nation, people are spoiled and they complain about things that are just totally asinine, that they have no idea how other countries have it so much harder. And I think that's why those other countries welcome cryptocurrency and have been faster at innovating and being pioneers of the crypto industry, because they see the money and they see the economic growth and they understand what that means for their people. Meanwhile, here we are dragging our knuckles on the ground and not getting regulated clarity. And it's stupid. I mean, there's so many people could be doing what I'm doing, and they could be doing it in greater numbers and earning passive income. Um, to get into this, a lot of people say, well, I can't invest, right? Everyone makes excuses. I know I only got about 20 of you on here, so I'm not going to preach to you, but if you really want something, you sacrifice for it. You give up your cigarettes. I cut meals out to get the crypto that I initially wanted. I ate cans of soup every day. That's a little extreme, living on ramen and eating soup. But I did that to get the money to invest because I knew where crypto was going. A lot of people still call this a Ponzi scheme. Really? Are you going to call 11,000 cryptos a Ponzi scheme? Are you really calling crypto a cult when you can literally stake your NFTs? There's people who say NFTs are a scam. You can literally earn passive income on your NFTs now and swip that to other crypto. I show you guys this many a time. I have NFTs on Green Rabbit. I have NFTs on Our Planet. I can take that currency. I can come to Alcor Exchange. I can swap it around. They want to regulate that as well? Okay. How are they going to keep track on all this? That's what I really want to know. How do they think they're going to follow millions upon millions of people's wallets and track all this? It's not needed. A flat-based tax rate when you cash out an exchange, I'd be okay. In states here we have 5% sales tax. Some states have none. But there's things like that. I say that not because I really want that, but because I understand that eventually taxes come for you. It's just the way it is. They always get their pound of flesh. It's like just like with Cardano. I put money into Cardano, it went up, and today people are going to get their staking rewards. I have money on Rabbit Finance. I've made a video about this before. I make rewards right here. I have so far accumulated 17 Rabbit and 2.1 or 18 Rabbit and 2.13 MDEX. I can come here to the boardroom and I can see that Rabbit's at 17 cents. So I've made a couple dollars. Like, what way are you going with this? At what point does it hit? Is it worth for you to tax me a couple cents on a couple dollars that I made? Like, it's just, they better figure it out, because I do see people leaving for other countries, and I do really see this hurting the American growth. Not just because I'm involved with crypto, but because I think we've given up our right to privacy, and a lot of people really don't care. They don't even understand how electricity works. We've already been over this. It's just, the U.S. has a responsibility to its citizens and to the rest of the world to be leaders. You might not think we do, but I think we do, because NATO comes to us for help. A lot of people from bad nations, they seek refuge here. And if we want to keep being that country that immigrants and people want to come to, that the Statue of Liberty represents, because we're that great melting pot of the world where all cultures can come together and be something good, then we have to unscrew this situation. We have to step back from these first world problems and BS nanny issues that people are pulling up that really don't even apply to us as citizens, but people are just so stuck in their own worlds and look at bigger pictures. And I know that's really idealistic, and corruption may be a little too advanced in our system for that to happen, but I'm going to hold out hope, because if not, we will either collapse as a civilization in this country or people will leave. And that's just the way it is. And I think, as an American, personally, that's my beliefs. And I want to leave off the video there, not so much on a negative tone, but because I do believe in hope, and I do believe in our system. And if this law does pass, we do have the right to amend laws. And I look forward to that, because as we grow as a society and as we grow as individuals, so can our laws grow to accept better ideals and better better positions for the citizens of our world and our nation. You all stay blessed, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.